y'all. But she got married. Her and Drew got married on today's new episode. Michael and Jacinda ended up hooking up. Curtis arranged for Selena to murder Drew. Laura told Kevin that Dalton is dead. Gio still mad at Dante. And the last thing is that Emma and Gio still have learned nothing. They still trying to break into labs and stuff. Now, when she was saying that somebody slid this under her door, I thought there was something about Anna. I thought, because she was in a rush to talk to Gio or whatever. So I'm like, okay, maybe it's about Anna, because poor Anna just gone. That's Nobody has questioned her disappearance. I mean, Laura started, but now she got her own little situation going on. But yeah, so nobody, poor Anna just gone up out of there. But hey, y'all, welcome back to another review of Life in Chess for General Hospital. December 2nd, 2025. Hold on. First things first, let me know y'all thoughts on today's new episode down below, what y'all think that y'all like the episode. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. These folks actually got married. I said, Willow still using Drew. She told Nina basically she had to do what she had to do to get her kids back, because that's the most important thing. Meanwhile, Michael over here telling Jacinda that seeing her actually go through with the wedding is just further proof that she don't care about the kids and stuff like that. I was like, I was like, do y'all think that Curtis actually, well, I ain't gonna say Curtis because obviously it wasn't him, but he did arrange for Selena to murder Drew. Do y'all think it was Selena? It was somebody with her. That's all we know. I said, just because he arranged for it don't mean she went through with it. It doesn't mean that. But yeah, I said, not Curtis sitting over here on this information. Then he told me $1 million gonna be wired and everything. And I said, well, what if they track that $1 million? Can they do it? Or is it one of those situations where it's offshore? I said, he'll be in even more trouble. I said, they already questioning him and stuff. If they find all this out, it's over with. But yeah, okay. Like I said, Willow and Drew actually got married, and Michael's on the outside watching, but he didn't actually see them exchange vows and stuff. He ends up leaving. I thought somebody was gonna see him or something. They didn't. But yeah, they end up exchanging rings and they kissed and all this other good stuff, and they was just congratulating them. Drew was reassuring Willow that he was gonna help her get the kids back, and she give off that it's not the same like before. But he's so obsessed with winning that he can't even see it. It's something different, but he's not seeing it. But yeah, he just all happy and stuff like that. Alexa got to take Scout home. Alexa was telling Martin that, this has to work. She has to get Willow freed, or else she ain't gonna be able to see Scout again. He was like, do you really think that Drew would do that? Really? Wouldn't he? He over here using kids and stuff like that. And Michael told Jacinda too. Like, he disappointed basically that she went through it, especially since, Drew was using Wiley, to hurt him and all this other stuff to win and all this other stuff. And I was like, exactly. I hate that they didn't fully dive into what he did. I hate that they didn't. I don't even think did they ever prove that he said that to Wiley? I don't know if they actually did. Did she actually find out? I think Michael had told her at the courthouse or whatever, but I don't think she believed him during that time. But I definitely think she sees who he is, but I still don't think she fully sees, how she done got herself into a situation. Excuse me. I don't think she fully sees. Alexis also, I think, if I'm not mistaken, didn't she say something about this backfiring or how this is going to hurt her case? I don't know, but we'll see. Well, I won't say that we'll see. I got to stop saying that because apparently we ain't going to see nothing because they still ain't told us who shot Drew. Now, they did give us a little flashback where Curtis was talking to Selena arranging for the murder of Drew. They did give us that, but that's not who we want to see. We want to see who actually pulled the doggone trigger. That's what we want to see. But yeah, next we got Brooklyn and Gio. What was they talking about? Brooklyn ends up thanking Gio for coming. She was saying how she don't know what to say because she doesn't want to mess things up. But they shared a nice little moment. She wanted to sit up here and speak on Dante's behalf. I said, you barely got in there, though. You need to worry about yourself. Because Dante making it worse for himself. He just keep making it worse. Every time I think, okay, he going to have a nice little conversation with Gio. He going to explain, as a father, of course, he going to be upset. And how that was messed up what he did because he shouldn't have got them involved. Or they shouldn't have got them kids involved to begin with. And Gio was going to say that he didn't know they was going to do it. They was going to have a nice little civil conversation. Dante was going to apologize for the second time he don't talk crazy to his son. But no. He's still telling Rocco on tomorrow's episode that he don't want him hanging out with Gio no more. And I said, okay. But at the same time, he got a point because they've learned nothing. They at the end of the episode talking about they finna get ready to go try to break into the other lab and save them animals. I said, this is still deeper than some doggone animals. It's deeper than that. Y'all not getting it. Y'all is not getting it. Hold on. But yeah, like I said, Brooklyn and Gio was having a nice little conversation. She was saying how she doesn't want to mess things up. Gio was saying how he doesn't want to push her away anymore. So she starts speaking on Dante and trying to explain that, sometimes he acts in anger. Don't basically saying not to take it personal or whatever. Gio's like, I understand all that, but he ain't finna just talk to me anytime, any type of way or whatever. It's too late to be a parent. It's too late to parent me. I'm a grown man. What he think this is? What he think this is or whatever. He's like, I'm not obligated to take what Dante dishing out. That's what he said, y'all. That's exactly what he said. He said he could talk crazy to whoever else he want, but he ain't finna stand up there and talk crazy to me. I said, right on. Right on, because people that, shoot, you got to set a boundary right then and there. Right then and there. I like Dante, no. He over here talking about so Rocco can't hang out with Gio no more. I said, that's not what I expected. I thought after some time had passed, he got time to cool off. He was going to correct his wrong. He's still talking crazy, Sonny Jr. He's still angry, man. Hold on. What else? Let's see. I think Gio and Brooklyn conversation had got interrupted because Emma came rushing in. So I'm like, it's about Anna. That's about time somebody mentioned Anna. No, I don't know what Gio would have been able to do, but maybe he could have just comforted her or something. I was like, maybe she was gonna say something's off about her grandma's disappearance or her leaving and stuff like that. Maybe that's what I was thinking. I wouldn't think she's still talking about this doggone lab. Y'all ain't learned yet. the Rocco, his brother, just went to jail and he still ain't out of trouble yet. You still trying to break into labs. I understand though, when you're passionate about something, you want to do the right thing and all the other good stuff. But at the same time, it's like they learned nothing. I thought Gio was gonna say it. When she said that, I was like, okay, Gio gonna be like, I don't want to, do it anymore because of the whole Rocco situation. We got to find another way, a right way to do it or something like that. He over here smiling and stuff. I was like, that's what Dante don't want you hanging around with his son. Y'all were still breaking into labs and stuff. But yeah, that's how that happened with them. Nathan encouraged Jordan and Trina. Trina over here, I said, when did Trina get so tough? When did she get this tough? She just over here talking crazy to Nathan and stuff, talking about basically saying how Curtis not doing this and doing that. How you gonna come here on Thanksgiving? Curtis was asking him, do he have to do that right now? He's like, yeah, he need him to come in for questioning and stuff like that. Trina had a problem with that, but Curtis ended up talking to her. She went in the house. Dog, that's what I forgot to write down. Trina, Stella, I forgot about Pokai. He wasn't doing nothing but standing there anyway. He was trying to talk successor to Trina, but she just mad. She's just mad. Let's see if she had that same energy when she find out her mama is actually the one that's been cheating and stepping out. Because they definitely spinning this like her is just a cheater, and that's the reason why. Trina, Stella, Kai. Marshall. Okay, because I sure forgot to write that down. Hold on, y'all. But yeah, so Jordan ended up going to the police station with Curtis, and he was trying to get in contact with a lawyer, but Alexis was representing Willow, so she couldn't help him too, so he got to try to find a lawyer. I said, now who's gonna be his lawyer? Rick? Could it be Rick? Because I think everybody else spoken for, ain't it? I think everybody else, the lawyers that we actually see, is spoken for, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, because I think was Diane representing Michael? Or she sent Marco to represent Michael in her place, didn't she? I don't know. It's so many criminals on the show. I can't remember. I can't remember. Well, yeah, Nathan ends up getting ready to question Curtis. He was like, he want Jordan in there. He's like, he's not going to do it unless, Jordan come in. So she went in. That's when they was going over his statement and stuff like that. He was saying, like, the alarm system company verified that he activated the alarm at 9 something. And then he reactivated later at 9:50 or something like that. So basically, it don't take an hour to get to the brown dog or the brown bar or the bar. And we just gonna say the bar. I don't know where I don't know if that was it or what, but yeah. And he was like, where'd you go or whatever. And he still was like, he made it there before her and stuff like that. And that's when they started doing the flashback. I said, I liked the flashback because I wasn't expecting that at all. But at the same time, the only flashback we want to see, the only freaking flashback we want to see is who shot this man. That's not what we asked for. Look, I thought didn't she get ran out of town? What's she doing back? I just realized that. Wasn't it Sidwell? Didn't Sidwell run her out of town? What's she doing back? What the world going on? But yeah, they did a flashback. Curtis was meeting with Selena. She wanted to know what this was about. He said he wanted to arrange for Drew to get murdered, and he was gonna wire her $1 million. And I said, well, you going to jail? Can't he still go to jail? If they find out the information, even though if he didn't do it or she didn't do it or whatever, can he still go to jail for arranging somebody murder? I doubt he will, but yeah. I was like, so he trying to protect his sleazy wife. He trying to protect her. She over here playing house with this man and stuff. I said, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. But yeah, I was not expecting it, y'all. They gave us a flashback. Now I've been talking about a flashback and how they could do it, but I wasn't expecting this at all. Hold on. Then we got to go in the house. So Trina upset still. She in there talking and stuff like that. Stella just in the dark. Still in the dark. How did it happen anyway? I think Trina was talking about Jordan. I think first, did she go in there and did she say that I think Stella was like, nothing's going on between Jordan and Curtis. Where did you get that from and stuff like that? And they was just trying to say nothing's going on. And she's like, oh, really? Then why did I catch Jordan kissing my father? I said, it shows what you know. They was kissing each other. They was kissing each other. It's a two-way street. Ain't that what they say? I don't think that's what they say. Is that what they say? I don't know. We just gonna say it's a two-way street. They both was involved. No, I think it take two to tangle. Is that what it is? I think so, y'all. But yeah, then why did I catch Jordan kissing my father or whatever? And Stella was like, so they been having an affair? And then Marshall was like, no, Curtis wouldn't do that. And she was like, of course my dad wouldn't do that. But Jordan, she been waiting to get her hooks at him. She never got over him and stuff like that. And I said, well, how she feel? Because what I heard, because I don't remember. Didn't they say that Portia was interfering in Jordan marriage to Curtis and stuff? Ain't that what they said? I don't know if it's true or not, but that's what they said. Not to say it's right. Either way it goes, everybody's some cheaters around here. Everybody's some cheaters. But yeah, then Stella was like, what? And she was like, nobody told her anything. That explains a lot and stuff like that. And Trina was like, well, now y'all see how I feel because, nobody told me that my mama was pregnant. And she was like, they was like, she didn't want nobody to know until, towards the end of the first semester or the end of the first semester. She was like, I'm not just anybody on her daughter. Do it. You need to be asking her that. She the one chose to lie. She didn't even want Curtis to know. Jordan the one told it. And then Curtis wasn't telling this person. Stella just picked up on it and everything. And yeah, Stella still think that he shouldn't be trying to leave his wife, his pregnant wife or whatever, to be with Jordan. I said, not you shouldn't have. This is y'all fault too. Matter of fact, because y'all don't know y'all space. Y'all don't know y'all place. Y'all don't know y'all place. You don't sit up there and invite the girl. Either way it go, you shouldn't have invited her. Then somebody said, I don't invited her here. You knew that was his ex-wife before you, even if you didn't know that they had going on what they had going on, you still ain't had no business inviting her. That's disrespectful. That's disrespectful. Now, I get it. They family, they connected through TJ and all this other extra stuff they be doing and stuff like that. But at the same time, the woman don't like the lady. She ain't got no business inviting her there. Duh. Duh. What the word going on? To my side, I invited her. You ain't had no business inviting her there anyway. That's the problem. Didn't nobody tell you to go invite nobody, and ain't nobody tell you to encourage him to stay. To my son, Marshall was saying, well, they were just going back and forth and stuff like that. And she felt like Marshall needs to be talking some sense to Curtis about trying to leave his child and his pregnant wife and everything. We don't even know if that baby his. Why you talking, girl? We don't know who the pappy. The pappy. What time it is? I'm over here joking and stuff. I got to go. 6:49. The Oval come on, I think. I think the Oval come on. I still got to do the Bold and Beautiful too. Let's see. Stella wanted to know how long things been going on between Curtis and Jordan. That's when they was talking about it. Trina felt some type of way. She had to step outside. Kyle was just trying to talk some sense to her. She ended up saying how she was worried that her mama was the one who did it. But Curtis got the same reason to do it. I said, you need to be telling them what y'all did. You need to be telling them, wait a minute. Rewind, backtrack. How come nobody found the doggone fingerprints on the doggone back? They were here moving on to other cases and all this other stuff. Y'all over here questioning people. Why y'all ain't found the doggone fingerprints on the back? What was the purpose? What was the reason? Yeah, they ain't even found the doggone fingerprints. But yeah, I was like, they need to go on and tell it. I want to know who did it. They doing all these flashbacks and stuff. Nah, that was the first flashback they did, though. What else? Let's see. I think we finished with Trina, though. I think I said that she was worried that her mama did it. Now she thinks that Curtis may have did it. Laura and Kevin eating them coming back. He could tell that something was up with Laura. I was like, don't tell it. I said, every time y'all go telling people who shouldn't know, it's only a matter of time for somebody else to find out. Then people always think they can trust somebody and they go snitching. But yeah, so he kept asking her what was going on. She didn't say nothing. Lulu showed up or whatever. She went, took Ace in and everything. She ended up leaving. So that's when he wanted to know what was going on. She ends up saying, they were talking about Dalton. And that's when she ended up saying that Dalton's dead. She's supposed to tell him, I'm assuming, everything on tomorrow's episode. I think people can't hold water. I said they're going to spend it on Sunny. Sunny this and Sunny that. And they're going to go trying to confront him and all this extra stuff. She knew better than to call Sunny and drag him into it. She knew better. Cause even though she ain't the one who murdered the man, obviously, like, they gonna find a way to spin it on Sunny. They definitely is. Michael Jacinda, he was talking to her about going to Willow's wedding, and he just wanted to know if she was gonna go through with it. He was shocked to see that she did, and that just proved that she don't care about her kids, and she gonna put herself first, and he gotta do what he gotta do to protect her. To protect the kids and everything. Then Jacinda was giving her life story to him about what she went through, about her parents remarrying or her mama or somebody remarrying. I can't remember, y'all. And he was like, he wish he had met her differently under different circumstances or whatever. Because then she would believe that he liked her. And she was like, she believed it. So they started kissing, and she was like, you want to go back to my place? She was like, you want to go back to my place? Or whatever. So they went back to her place. And he was like, you sure? She's like, I'm sure. She's like, I'm sure. Let's go. So they went back. They was at the place. They started kissing, and then they started doing the do. Jordan and Curtis, we already talked about them. The last thing was Emma and Gio. Like I said, I think we talked about them too. About how she said somebody slid. Now, who don't slid also? Who slid the address under the door? She said it was an envelope. Somebody slid it under there. How would they know? Who slid it under there? They slid under the door, so they about to get ready to try to break into the lab. But I think that's everything. Y'all. Let me know y'all thoughts on this episode down below. Stay tuned for the next review. Until next time, deuces, have a great rest of the night and be safe.